Hey, what's up everyone? Today I wanted to talk about the conflict between human emotionality and mentality, so about human nature. Emotionality plays a major role in our motivation. Actually, emotionality is the most important thing in our development as people, as personalities, because emotionality drives the motivation for our behavior, for our speech, for our way of thinking, for all our expressions. And mentality is also very important, but in most of people, the intellect isn't that much developed. We are, for the most part, people are not interested in intellectual issues and problems. They rather deal with very basic, elementary problems of life, which are based on our bodies and on our emotions and relationships and how we deal with other people, which is very important. And knowledge is not that important for people. They don't really care that much. There's really little understanding. So at the moment, emotionality and how we deal with emotionality is very crucial for our development and for our lives, individual as well as collective lives. And emotionality and mentality don't have to be in conflict. They don't contradict each other. They both exist in reality. It just depends on the situation when they manifest themselves. And it's the same way with mentality and emotionality. The best way to develop and make decisions is, of course, if your decisions are based on the intellect, if you think things through, if you reflect and take an effort to understand. So that's the best option, and that's where we should be headed for in our development. And emotionality, there is no truth to be found in emotionality. Emotionality is only about personal preferences, about the expression of our likes and dislike. So it's very easy to fall for delusions and illusions of many kinds if you base your thinking and decision making on your emotions, on your gut feeling. We need that, of course. We need emotions and high emotions. The best emotions is what is the best in humanity, in human nature, all the feelings of love and sympathy, etc. But I'm also talking about lower kinds of emotions, about expressions of hatred and jealousy and anger. And these things are problematic, and they're based partially on our wrong perception of the world, and partially because we cultivated those feelings in the past and now they become somehow activated automatically if we get into certain situations. That's why it's very important to control your emotions, to be the master of your own behavior and of your own ways of talking and thinking. And how do we control our emotions? Well, that's where mentality comes into play. You control your emotion expressions by thinking, by reflecting, by thinking about things, and by being aware what is happening around you and what happens to you and what happens within you. And once we learn to observe ourselves and be more careful, that's where the awareness develops, and that puts us in a situation to be able to control our feelings. Of course, it's a long process and it takes effort and it's sometimes difficult, but that's the only way to develop mentally and emotionality. So yes, emotion and thought don't need to be a conflict. We made a conflict out of it. As you can see in many debates, in philosophical, religious debates, in political debates. So in society, we made those two faculties in kind of conflict, but they don't have to be, as long as they belong to their own areas and we treat them accordingly and don't mix them up. So yeah, I would like to encourage you to factual thinking and to feel the best feelings you can feel, and to control your feelings and your emotional and behavioral expressions.